Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally. Before we start off, just have a look at this. How about that? That's what dreams are made of, huh? Anyway, that's just a side, not even a side note. I'm making this video in response to some of the comments I'm getting in general, but also specifically about one particular video. Is the last video I made about how I'm perceived, and I use the term perceived, how I'm perceived to be disrespectful of Thai culture. I can tell you something, I'm not in any way, shape or form disrespectful of Thai culture or Thai people. I've been living here for 12 years. If I hadn't been respectful of Thai culture and Thai people, I doubt very much if I would have lasted this long. It's the people who care to make a comment about my perceived disrespect of Thai culture, Thai people. I mean, you've got to understand that I don't criticize, I observe, and I give it to you from my own perspective. I always say that. You know, I talk about Thais not being able to speak English. In the last video that I made, it was a day out, let's say, or an occasion or a celebration with my Thai wife's family, and none of them can speak English. And all I said was, none of them can speak English. They don't have a word of English, and they don't. And you see, the frustration is mine. That frustration belongs to me. That's not a criticism. That's just voicing my frustration. Yeah, it's their country. And you know, if they don't speak English, they don't speak English. It's not their problem, it's my problem. But you see, part of the thing is that English is an international language, and I've lived in other countries that English is not the native language or is not the first language of the particular state. But yet, many people do speak English because it is the international language. And that form is, okay, I'll come across being a bit arrogant or a bit, let's say, disrespectful, but I'm not. It's a perception. It's what you perceive. And you know, we talk about religion. I'm not religious, and I respect everybody's right to believe in what they believe in, because if I want people to respect me, I have to respect them. If I want people to respect what I believe in or don't believe in, I have to respect what they believe in or not believe in. So if somebody is religious, and I'm not mentioning any particular religion, but if somebody is religious, that's their prerogative. I'm happy that they are. Let them go ahead and do that. But for me, I use the term mumbo jumbo. To me, listening to religious chants is mumbo jumbo. And I mean that. I was brought up a Christian, Catholic, and I firmly believe, well, this is my belief, you see. It's nothing to do with anybody else. I'm not trying to force my view down the throat of somebody else. And that's what many religions do, or try to do. But all I'm saying is that growing up as a Catholic, people say Irish Catholic, actually there's no such thing as an Irish Catholic, it's a Roman Catholic. Growing up as a Roman Catholic in Ireland, you know, you're not supposed to use a condom. You can't get divorced. I mean, come on. Get with it. You know, if I think that's mumbo jumbo. I mean, I believe that that's mumbo jumbo. It doesn't mean that I'm saying it is. I'm saying that that's what I believe, because that's how it impacts on me. So there's many other aspects of other, say, religions that just don't make sense. And if you want to follow blindly, go ahead and follow blindly. That's what faith is all about. That's the word faith. To believe without proof. And I mean, how many other things in life do you believe without proof? You know, if somebody says you're selling them a car, and they say, you say you want 50 grand for the car, and they say, oh, I have the money in the bank. I'll give it to you tomorrow, and I'll take the car now. Are you going to believe them without proof? Of course you're not. But yet, that's what we do when it comes to religion. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it's 100% right if it's right for you, and I respect you, and I respect everybody's right to believe in what they believe in. But if I perceive it from my own point of view to be mumbo jumbo, that's what it is for me. There's no guarantee that what I perceive is the same as what you perceive. You know, my reality might not be your reality. We all might experience different realities. I mean, who's to say if I see a red car that is the same red that you see? I don't know what your perception of red is, and I'll never know, and you'll never know what my perception of that colour or any other colour is. So for example, homosexuality. I mean, I'm covering topics here that I probably shouldn't, because YouTube don't like this kind of thing. I'm not sure. But if it's for educational purposes, maybe that's what it is. It's okay. But I deem this to be educational. Homosexuality, when I grew up, was a no-no. Oscar Wilde wrote The Ballad of Reading Gaol, and he was in jail because he was homosexual. And that was years and years ago. So people perceived it to be wrong. But in 2024, it's run of the mill. It's no big deal. So people perceive it to be normal. So as far as I'm concerned, there are some people that perceive that not to be normal. There are some countries in Africa that it's still a crime. But just because they think it's a crime, does that mean it is? Does that mean that you have to fall into their way of thinking? Absolutely not. Some people criticise me for not buttoning my shirt. Well, look, it's not buttoned. Why should I conform to someone else's way of thinking? Why? Why should you conform to someone else's way of thinking? I live in harmony, in absolute harmony, here in this wonderful country of Thailand, with my Thai wife and our wonderful family. And if I, on a video, get frustrated by any aspect, and I use the term calculatedly, frustrated with any aspect of Thai culture, and the fact that generally speaking, Thai people don't speak English, that's my frustration. That belongs to me. It has nothing to do with them. It's not a criticism of them. I mean, I don't want to be plugging my other channel, but let's see the big picture here. If you look at the bigger picture, I am, let's say, imparting my experience and documenting my experience on YouTube about my life in this wonderful country of Thailand with their wonderful culture and their wonderful food. But I don't actually think the food is wonderful, because it's my own personal opinion. I really don't. I think it's okay. I prefer, give me a taco any day. See, a bit of fried rice any day. But you see, that's my personal choice. It's actually not a choice. I've got no control over my taste, I don't think. Your taste, our tastes are as individual as your fingerprint. Some people like mushrooms, some people don't. All you got to do, there's a wonderful channel. I don't usually mention channels, so I don't mention channels in Thailand. Gary Eats. He has this food channel which is absolutely wonderful. It's called Gary Eats. And he doesn't eat mushrooms. So he doesn't like mushrooms. They're not nice to him. So just because he doesn't like mushrooms and I like mushrooms, should I criticize him for not liking mushrooms? No. It's his own experience. It's his own prerogative. So it's my prerogative not to be religious, but I think it is mumbo jumbo. I had a sister, 54 years old, and she died last year. And she was as religious as hell. You wouldn't believe how religious she was. And she, what difference did it make at the end of the day? Nothing. Because as far as I'm concerned, yes, you do live forever. Anatomically, you live forever. Because an atom can't be destroyed. So when you die and you're buried, your atoms go into whatever else is around you. The trees, the stones, the rocks. My grandfather could be part of that Porsche, for example. Because that's anatomic. It's made of atoms. I'm made of atoms. So yes, we do live forever anatomically. But we don't live forever spiritually. Because there is no spiritual existence, because it's, for me, because I can't follow that blindly without proof. You need proof in everyday life to be able to live your life. You have to have proof. You don't follow blindly. Gamblers gamble, and most often they lose because they do it blindly. And yes, you might get lucky, and you always will. You know, I say in sales, you keep trying, you'll eventually get it. You'll eventually get lucky once in a blue moon. But when it comes to following, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to be perceived to be as being disrespectful. I'm not being disrespectful. I respect every aspect. I just say it this. I respect every aspect of Thai culture. I respect every aspect of religion. Not religion. Of people's right to believe in what they want to believe in. I respect people's right to dress the way they want, and I dress the way I want. And people say it's disrespectful to have your shirt unbuttoned. Why? I wasn't born wearing a shirt. Was that being disrespectful? I came into this world naked. Is that being disrespectful? Just because the rules of society have brainwashed us into thinking we must behave in this way, we must behave in that way, we shouldn't have to. Respect everybody else, and that's as good as you need to be. Just respect everybody else and everyone's rights. And I'm not going to criticize somebody for wearing, let's say, pink high heel shoes if they're a man. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Fair play to them. So I'm not going to sit back and accept criticism on the way I dress. Some people comment on the fact that I wear a bandana. So what? So bloody what? But that's the deal, guys. Just to clear it up, I respect everyone's right to believe in what they believe in. I respect every single aspect of Thai culture, and I respect the Thai language. But do I have to speak it? No. Am I allowed to get frustrated when other people can't speak my language? Yes. Because we're all allowed to get frustrated. Because that's a way of expressing your emotion. That's a way of releasing your emotion. If you didn't do that, you'd explode. So I'm releasing a bit of emotion on this video. This is probably one of the most heartfelt rants that I've ever had to put up, or not had to put up, I don't have to put it up, but one of the most heartfelt rants that I've ever put up. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you get the message loud and clear. I don't disrespect, in fact I do respect completely your right to believe or to do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't harm anybody else. Simple as that. Listen, I'm sure you will. You probably comment on this, and you're quite entitled to. You can tell me to button up my shirt, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to. And you can tell me to speak Thai, but I'm not going to, because I don't want to. So there you go. There's no rules. There's no rules that apply when it comes to living here and having to, and no rules that apply to the language. You don't have to speak the language. You don't have to learn the language. I don't have to button my shirt. But do I have to listen to people telling me? Well, I prefer to listen to you telling me. Because as Oscar Wilde once said, a great countryman of mine who was gay and he was perceived to be wrong, he once said there's only one thing worse than being talked about, and that's not being talked about. And that's a fact. So guys, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section, click the like button, the share button, do all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.